Narratives and outcomes. I'm Jeff Stein with today's Iowa Politics Report. For some 30 years now, when I've done workshops and seminars for journalists, I've cautioned against covering jury trials like we cover sporting events because it gives the public an inaccurate idea about things. In a trial, the prosecution goes first, then the defense. But often the coverage in the media focuses heavily on the first part of a trial, and the media loses interest as things go along. So all the public knows is what's reported. And they therefore can be surprised when a defendant is found not guilty because the coverage seemed like he or she was quite guilty. It would be like a baseball team getting all of its at-bats in a row. Of course, they're going to have a huge lead before the other team even gets up to bat. But to presume that big lead is indicative of how the whole game will turn out is false. Similarly, focusing only on one half of the trial, the prosecution, before the defense even gets a chance, that gives the public a false sense of how it will ultimately turn out. Never mind all of the pre-trial coverage that by definition is skewed in favor of the prosecution. Now, I'm reminded of all of this due to the Rittenhouse trial in Wisconsin. Other than the jurors and perhaps a few court observers, no one heard all the actual evidence in the case. So it's hard for any one of us on the outside to knowledgeably comment on whether he is guilty or not guilty of anything. That, of course, will not stop those with a political agenda on both sides, by the way, from whipping up a frenzy. And again, the frenzy can be on both sides. As I record this on Tuesday afternoon, I have no idea what the jury's going to do. I have no idea about their work on the case. Sadly, regardless of what the jury decides, there's going to be trouble based on inaccurate information and those promoting a certain narrative. And in the current political climate, cooler heads will not prevail. And that threatens our entire system. And that's the Iowa Politics Report for Wednesday, November 17. On Twitter, Instagram, Getter, and Parler at Iowa Politics. I'm Jeff Stein on News Talk 1540 KXEL.